Daybreak, clearly a good matchup for Rhett. 348 wins for Zerg, 259 for Protoss. But still, if there's one person who could tip that balance a little bit, I mean, a 57% win rate isn't too staggering to overcome. So it looks like both players are in the game, maybe ready to go right now. And PartinG's going to have to play a big, long, straight-up macro game to be able to take that out. Both players are ready. The good luck, have fun has gone down. If you'd like to see StarTale PartinG take this win and close out the series, give a cheer for StarTale's PartinG.
Or, if you want the blue-shirted King of Drones to win this game, give a cheer. There we go.
Liquid Rhett, of course, getting the boost from his teammate Liquid Chef, who kindly is co-commentating with me to ensure that all matches get cast here at the Red Bull Battlegrounds before the evening close. In the top right corner, hailing from the Netherlands, but now living in the United States, one of the most famous pro gamers of all time, it is Liquid Rhett. And down in the bottom left, coming from Korea, one of the most feared Protoss versus Terran players. With only one Terran in his group, can he take down the Zerg? Liquid Rhett, it is StarTale's PartinG.
This is going to be a cool game. I'm looking forward to it. Always excited to see matches on Daybreak. It's such a great map. It's beautiful, and it's very well balanced.
60% in favor of Zerg. That sounds so
Oh, really? Was it
fair,
really?
Right, Chef?
Well.
Oh, I kind of overlooked that.
Very balanced.
I overlooked that fact. The 6 looks a lot like a 5 when you're Zerg.
What can I say?
And you know, the big thing that I like that you're bringing up is, you know, the counter-attack paths up here at the top where you can swing roaches around. You don't actually even have to pre-predict where your opponent is going to go. You can just do some pretty standard spotting as Zerg and know how to exploit wherever he's moving. We do see PartinG has built up to 14 supply, will likely be going for that 15 Nexus, but could very well go for a more greedy 17 Nexus, as we do see right now throwing down his spawning pool.
Yep, PartinG doing very similar. Same build as last time. It's going to be a 15 Nexus, Nexus first, which is really interesting, but it's very doable against Rhett's 15 pool. And we'll just have to see. Rhett's always played very, very passive with the Zerglings he creates. So I wonder if PartinG will take advantage of that again and just put down those 2 pylons, force the Zerglings out.
Pylon 1.
And then just not really get much defense at home, which is really risky to do, but against Rhett, it worked out last time.
And it looks like pylon number 2 can't quite go down. PartinG going to continue to run in circles. And I mean, if you've even watched 10 of Liquid Rhett's games, you'll see that he does this every single time in the matchup, always tries to go for that early expand. I liked what Rhett used to do, where he would just send one drone right to here at the start of the game as well as to the front, so the probe couldn't possibly be in both locations at once.
Yeah, that was good. I wonder why he stopped. I have no idea, by the way.
I'll have to ask him.
Yeah, very true.
Looks like Rhett is getting those 4 lings out at the start of the game. PartinG is letting both of those pylons go down. There is the photon cannon, and again, look at this gateway going down at 350, which was not a big deal when going for the big killer immortal war prism push, but
okay.
On this map, it's just too big a distance to really pull that off proper.
All right, so again, I want you to kind of notice here, Rhett has these 6 Zerglings, right? That's 150 minerals he didn't want, and really aren't going to be that effective until kind of late mid-game. And if there's a push like last time, basically not effective at all. Now, there's a timing right here where PartinG, he doesn't even finish this wall. He doesn't put a pylon there. He doesn't put a probe to block with the pylon. And he may do it as Rhett gets closer. But this is when Rhett needs to exploit this. He needs to get those Zerglings in there and try and deny some mining. Okay, this time PartinG has that probe there with the wall. That's what he needs to do. And
Rhett gets blocked at the last second.
Yep, that's what he needed to do.
And now a nice effective wall, and it looks like PartinG just going to make sure, yep, an expand is there, an expand is there. I'm not being cheesed. There are some people who are clever enough to go double gas to do some sort of crazy Baneling or Roach play,
and by
then
clever,
expand
you mean
here.
cheesy.
Well, I mean, what they'll do is they'll expand here, but not to the natural.
Yeah.
Because most Protosses will go and just briefly check that, but PartinG,
that's true.
A little bit too seasoned for that.
You know what would be cool? You should take. I don't know if I should reveal my secrets, but I think it would be kind of cool to take your second base of the third and take your third base of the fourth. And then if he scouts, you know, where the second base should be, you'll see nothing there. and think, well, it's got to be an all-in, right? Could be something cool to try.
Just take these two bottom bases.
Yeah, why not? Well, you know, it's difficult, but...
Yeah, why not? Why not? Ladies and gentlemen, please don't expand to your natural and submit those to Monday at day9.tv.
Too nice, Sean. Too nice.
That was smooth. Bam. So it looks like PartinG is not taking this fourth gas geyser, and there's not a lot of builds that actually do that. Generally, it's a little bit of a delay in taking both, or they get taken in pretty subsequent order in some Stargate plays. But what's your read on a Protoss who's just taking one assimilator, as Rhett's seeing right now?
It's some timing. You know it's going to be something on 2 base. You know they're not going to go to 3 if they take 3 gas. If they only take 2 gas, maybe they'll take the third and play defensively that way. With 3 gas, you know, something's coming. You don't know what it is, but it's something. And Rhett has an idea. He got this Overlord in. He did see the robotics facility coming up, and Rhett is just kind of macroing. That he again took these kind of gas a little bit later, throwing down these Roach Warren at 61, or a little bit earlier than that, maybe like 54 supply. And that's fine. You can be this macro, this drone heavy if you're Rhett.
It does look like Rhett is up to 52, and again, yeah, it's sort of late on the Evolution Chamber and the Roach Warren. I mean, you generally will want those before 7:30, and Rhett always pushes it to like 7:25, sometimes even just straight 7:30.
Yeah.
Where there's some Zergs like Nesty where you see just building it at 6 just to make sure that they don't end up losing to some sort of 4 warp gate. But I think it's quite clever, the fact that he saw 2 pylons thrown down at the start of the game will always delay the gateway by a big margin. So I think that's a really safe bet by Rhett.
Yeah, if you'll notice, PartinG looks like he's doing the same build. He's getting these 4 gates to start with, and you know, Chrono boosting out some Immortals. However, last time he moved out at 68 supply. This time it's going to be a little bit later. He already has 64 or 65 supply. So I don't know why that changes, but it's at least some little bit of interesting change.
And I do think that with these huge distances, Rhett will be able to sort of comfortably hold, and then overwhelm it. I mean, in the last game, yeah, he killed a Stalker. That guy was clapping. I hate that Stalker. That's totally encouraged here at the Red Bull Battlegrounds. Okay. And it looks like PartinG, though, is maybe feigning an expand.
You think it's got to be, it's very likely going to be feigned because of the Warp Prism. Looks like he's just going to do this kind of fake and then go out with it. Do that same exact timing. But Rhett, this time, he only went to 57 drones. I know last time we went to 60-something. And this time he's making all these roaches. And I really want to see if he'll use them to counter.
Yeah, this is actually kind of cute because Rhett's thinking, I'm going to build all these units and hit him on 3 bases. And now there's this attack coming. He's going, oh, well, great. I made all these units to hit him on 3 bases. And now we'll just hopefully crush this 2-base push.
Yep, I really hope Rhett takes my advice and just doesn't engage this army. You can't engage it.
Oh, brilliant waste of those force fields.
Yes, you just really need, come on, Rhett, just go counter, take those units, run them all the way around, avoid this army for now. I really hope he does it, and I feel like as we go along, I mean, the other option he can do is really get a great flank, come around from multiple ways.
Oh, nice grab right there by PartinG. He has thrown down 10 force fields total.
Yep.
And is slowly getting closer and closer. And Rhett now just finishing up Roach speed. Does not have enough to do that huge swell of the spine crawlers, as you say.
Yep.
You see PartinG continuing to press forward.
It looks like Rhett is going for the counter. I'm very proud of him.
But will he actually have the focus enough to throw down all the spine crawlers in the main base, or do you think that he'll be able to pull this off?
That's the question. It's really important. If you notice, though, Rhett has to sacrifice this third. There's no way he can hold it. And
nice play, and he's going for, it looks like a 3-base versus 2-base. Oh, the Cybernetics core falls. There are going to be no more Stalker reinforcements at the front. 13 are at the front, and it looks like Rhett has a couple of not misrally. He's trying to pick off these sentries at the front without expending too much of his army. And now look what Rhett, as he continues to barrel down the front door. PartinG has some big decisions to make. Does he just warp in Zealots, hopefully stay alive, and then wait for a second Cybernetics core to be done? Or does he push right now? It looks like he's decided that now is the moment, Chef.
He's going to do it. This is going to be it.
And it looks like, only catching 1 Roach. Those sentries have to be very low on energy, but indeed they're not. They have plenty of force fields left remaining. And a Rhett now coming back
stalkers.
with all his Roaches. More Stalkers morphing in now. The Cybernetics core is finished yet again. And PartinG just has
those
the
force fields,
perfect composition
that is beautiful.
to pick this force apart.
Rhett's macro as well is just beautiful. Keeping that money low. He needs to pull drones really soon. At least I think so. Look at those roaches. It's such a nice rally.
It's going to be so close, but PartinG with the load, unload, and it looks like no, the classic Robo 2-base all-in play from PartinG is a little bit too much for Rhett to deal with.
Yeah, he did the counter. It was the right idea, but he didn't bring all of his units. And in this situation, one little mistake against someone of PartinG's caliber, that's going to be the thing.
It looks like all the drones are in the action, a little bit of transfuse going on. And as those drones slowly evaporate and PartinG continues to do a little bit of micro, it doesn't look like Rhett will be able to overcome. And PartinG from Team StarTale manages to seemingly take down the front of Rhett's base. Not much Rhett can do in this situation, but type GG.
Well played.
As PartinG takes the series out 2-0.
Now, that was a case where you saw a top-level foreigner play against a top-level Korean. And like you said, you know, there may not seem like too big of a deal, but if you look at the mistakes made, and the score is 2-0, and it's really easy to see how the Koreans are lauded as amazing, amazing players.
But, you know, it's kind of interesting to me because it was the identical push twice in a row that literally everyone has been struggling with. You know, it's kind of one of those funny things where people talk about the infamous 1-1-1 play,
yep.
You know, in TVP, and people were questioning, you know, is he going to do it, is he not? And there were a couple of very talented Terran players who just said,
I'm going to do it.
Yeah, I don't care if you're good or bad, and I'm going to do it because it just has such a high win percentage. And then you have PartinG there. I almost feel like doing the same thing, as that's really heralded as the sort of new 1-1-1 of StarCraft 2.
Okay. Yeah, I definitely agree. I still think we need to come up with something besides attacking the army. We're Zerg. We're meant to be sneaky and come up with cool things other than engaging Protoss head-on.
It's just such a brutal timing because it's hitting right as roach speed is halfway done. I mean, do you think that even doing something like delaying the massing of roaches or delaying the fourth gas and just going for more lings, does that even change in those compositional fights? Because Rhett was building, it seemed like only roaches, which seemed ideal for PartinG's army to deal with.
Yeah, there was a time when I think if Rhett had pulled all his drones, he maybe could have held it, which can kind of give you false hope, I think, because I still think the best option is just to continually rally all of the units you've made whenever you see this coming just straight to his base. And if you notice, Rhett didn't have quite enough to break it because of all the warpins at the main. But if he had rallied all those roaches at his natural there, and even just cut off at a certain point, threw down 7 stalkers above the ramp, it's so hard for the Protoss to get up in that tiny little area. Yeah,
I mean, I think it's kind of one of those funny solutions where, no, as Zerg, I always win. I have to go for a sort of semi-base trade, but I always win, and that's fine. And we're starting to see more craziness pop up like that, you know, like the big base trades against Ling Muta and this kind of thing. So it looks like there is only one more match to go in Group D. And, of course, for any of you who are looking for some Group C action, definitely check out the second stream at twitch.tv/RedBullSC2 as we have Husky StarCraft cranking out the commentary on those C games. So you should check it out. And we'll be stepping away to a brief break. And when we come back, we'll be doing the last match of the night. We'll be checking out Rhett versus Squirtle. I'm Day 9.
And I'm Liquid Chef.
Don't go anywhere, because the last match of the night is coming up at the Red Bull Battlegrounds.